What do you think was different in that second half offensively? Had a lot more success. Protection was a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything was necessarily different. I think, unfortunately, obviously, we took about a quarter and a half to get our legs under ourselves offensively. And obviously, we all own that collectively, myself at the forefront. So I think we, the last two drives of the second half, I felt like we were moving the ball well, getting settled in, and I think that carried over. Sorry, the last two drives of the first half, and that carried over into the second half.
What do you think was just kind of the main factor in the slow start there? Is it an execution, mentality thing, or what do you kind of attribute that to?
No, I mean, look, they're a good team. It's a tough environment. That team's won 22 straight Big Ten games in a row. They didn't forget how to win, So when you're going in that kind of environment, you got to be ready to play right away. And I don't think, I did a good enough job, getting our unit ready to face that challenge initially. And it took us a little bit to get our legs under ourselves.
Miller, what did just Lincoln Riley tell you after that pick six by Will Johnson?
Just play next play. He's obviously a great player. Made a really good play on the ball. There's a reason he's top 5 pick next year. So told him after the game he's a great player, and when you play really good teams with really good players, some stuff doesn't go your way, but I mean, what you can control is how you respond to it. So I feel like we responded offensively and gave ourselves a chance to win at the end.
Anything stand out about your own performance, kind of upon watching it back?
No, I mean, I think there's definitely some times where I need to trust it more. Sometimes where I need to communicate better. Obviously, we burned a timeout, I think, in the third quarter, just on operation and stuff like that. So it's definitely a lot of things that I can do better.
That first true road game, you were under pressure a ton. You looked a lot more experienced. I know you've been around a while, but you just look really experienced out there. What do you attribute that to when you haven't been in a situation like that and you still have a lot of success in a hostile environment, under pressure a lot? I feel like a lot of other quarterbacks in your position would have had a tougher time.
Yeah, I mean, I take my preparation really seriously, so I think, regardless of what you're doing, like whether you're studying for a test or you're going out to play a football game, you gain confidence from being prepared. And I felt like I, put everything I had into preparation, and I was, ready to go out there and empty the tank. So, each and every week you try to give your preparation everything you have, and when you're unsuccessful, you go back to the drawing board and go back and say, like, what can I do better in nutrition or sleep and watching film, whatever it can be. So I felt prepared out there, but obviously got to do more coming in this week.
Not as many kind of consistently, downfield looks for this offense as a whole as kind of compared to last year. Is that just kind of a facet of maybe how things are different? Is that something that you want to hopefully kind of incorporate more, as the season goes along? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that's necessarily true. Obviously we've played two really good groups up to this point with really good players. They're going to watch film on us and try to take away some of the things that we do best. So it's obviously my job and Coach Riley's job to put us in positions to be successful given the looks that we're getting. So, we're going to attack defenses as we see fit to be the most efficient.
Being
tough
without
spot for Tobias Andrus to come into, kind of throwing the fire there. How'd you see them acclimate to it?
Yeah, I was really proud of Toby, how he, just got thrown in there, hadn't really played any meaningful snaps ever. That's a hell of a, position to be thrown into. I texted him, the night after the game, just that I was proud of him and the way he stepped up for the team. I think it was really selfless, and, his ability to prepare and be ready regardless of, the situation, not evaluating it, being like, oh, I don't think I'm going to play, I'm not going to be prepared. He really stepped up and helped the team, and I was proud of him.
How tough does that make communication just when you are having those changes on the offensive line? You're in an environment that's very loud.
Yeah, depending on, the situation of the game, it's sometimes easier, sometimes more difficult. It's really situational. Obviously on some of those third downs, some of the times we were backed up, it got particularly loud, but we have to do a better job offensively preparing for that.
When you watched the pick six back on film, what did you learn from that play?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. He made a really good play.
What stands out about Wisconsin? What do you guys look for this week?
Yeah, they're obviously, I think they're a really, really sound unit. They're a team that looks like they know their stuff really well. There's not a lot of coverage busts. Got some really sound players, some experienced players, so obviously a good challenge that we're excited for.
Is that the most you've ever thrown in the game, 51 attempts, going back to high school, everything?
I don't know. We obviously threw it around in high school. I don't know the exact number, but it's probably up there in terms of...
Seeing a guy start at quarterback consistently, you learned about how they can roll with the punches. Where can you trace your toughness back to?
I don't know. I think, Coach Riley has always, talked to us in the quarterback room that the team, looks to their quarterback in a lot of ways for their identity. And, like you could point to any number of guys that played really tough on that field. I mean, you look at Woody and him laying his body on the line. You look at E.G., Jalen Smith. Like there's some really tough guys on this team. I don't think that's particular to me. So I think it's really the identity of the team as a whole, and I'm going to give everything I have for those guys because of how they play. So
With Lake out several weeks, what's your level of confidence in the younger tight ends behind him?
Yeah, they've practiced really well. I think Cade obviously had a great spring, and Walker's been doing really well since he got in. So I have a tremendous amount of confidence. I think they're going to do really well and obviously get some more opportunities.
So what aspects of the passing game do you want to see evolve through the next few games?
I mean, obviously it's like largely contingent on who we play, but I think just be more consistent throwing and catching the ball. I think that'd be good. Continue to just hone in on the details and practice and our preparation, and I think we'll start making some of the ones that we're really close on.
Miller, what was your view of Woody's kind of chase down, strip fumble to get the ball back?
It was awesome. I mean, I like it happened really fast because Deuce was wide open in the back left corner of the end zone, so I thought it was a touchdown. We kind of had to check on that play based on what they presented us. And obviously felt really good about the play we were in. So I thought it was a touchdown, and then obviously ended up getting hit. I thought it was incomplete just because I felt my arm coming forward. They obviously, ruled it a fumble, and just kind of like I said, just a phenomenal effort by Woody. One of the, best single player efforts that I've ever seen on any individual play. So I think that just speaks to him, not only as a player, but his toughness and mentality to just keep playing and not evaluate the situation.